Good morning, guys. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I am so far. I know it's a good day because I get to do a little routine maintenance on the 2014 Silverado here. So after having this truck for about 15 months, give or take now, I find that I still really like it, and I want to keep it. I don't have any intentions of selling it or anything like that. And that's why I did go ahead and get the High Country package, because it had literally every option. And I knew whenever I bought a truck, I thought, you know what, I want to get everything so that way there's no doubt in my mind that, I'm going to like this truck. So, in that case, I wanted to do a little video series on these style trucks, the 2014 to 2018, although a lot of this could be applied to really any vehicle, especially the Silverados and Sierras. This truck behind me is a little bit on the high mileage side. We just hit over 100,000 miles the other day on it. And that isn't quite the mileage that you need to do this at. It's 150,000 miles, but we did hit the time period that you're supposed to do this in, according to the GM maintenance schedule. And what I'm talking about is changing the coolant out. So GM recommends every 5 years or 150,000 miles on these trucks here, which we're pretty much at 5 years, this being a 2014. I don't think it's ever been changed by looking at the coolant. So I'm not actually going to do a flush on this. I don't really think that you need to do a flush unless you're having issues. Now, I know some of you guys in the comments are probably going to say that I should have done a flush, but I think this is going to suffice for my usage out of this truck. I know a lot of people that don't even change their coolant and don't really have any issues. But nonetheless, what I've got here, a little bit left over from the Duramax, since we're not doing a full-on flush. If you're doing a full-on flush, you're probably going to need about 4.5 gallons, I think. But I've got a full brand new gallon of Prestone Dex Cool concentrate. Get the concentrate. It's going to save you a little bit of money. I've got another half gallon here from actually topping off the Duramax that's out there. And then I've also got 2 gallons of distilled water here. And the reason I'm using distilled water is it doesn't have all the minerals and everything like that that can lead to conductivity in your coolant. That's right, your coolant over time can become conductive, and if you're using tap water, some of the minerals in there can further that conductivity. Let's go ahead and get started. First things first, we'll run over to the driver's side. We're going to pop the hood. So now that we've got the hood popped, we're going to come right over here, and this is where your coolant reservoir is. You just simply unscrew this lid, and that way it'll drain a little bit faster. So I'm going to set the lid right here for now. And looking at the coolant, I can't really tell that it's bad, but to be on the safe side, I think I'm going to go ahead and change it since the truck is 5 years old, and I doubt that it's ever been changed. So what we're going to do in order to change it, so I'm going to get a pair of channel locks, and I've got a couple of what I'm going to call drain pans. These are just what I had sitting around here. We're going to crawl under the truck with these, and this is what I'm going to use to catch the old coolant that comes out. But I'm crawling up towards the front, so you really need to be on the front side of the wheel, and I'll take you guys with me. Okay, so I got a little light for you guys. Hopefully this will be able to help you. But we're looking at, like I say, passenger side, front of the wheel. If you look straight up, right here next to the frame, to the right side of the frame, this is the lower radiator hose. And this is what most people take off in order to drain their coolant. And all it is just a clamp here that you get your channel locks on. Pull the clips together, and then you can pull the lower radiator hose off to drain it. Fair warning, if you're under the truck, it is a messy job, and you probably will take an antifreeze bath. However, this truck, I'm noticing, just to the right-hand side and lower, I don't think you guys are going to be able to see it, but it does have a little petcock that I can turn, and this will drain a little bit slower, but this will be a little bit more of a controlled drain. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is I'm going to take this petcock off as opposed to the slower radiator hose. But you can do it either way. Ultimately, you're just wanting to drain this radiator. Alright, so I got it unscrewed. There we go. Sorry guys, I had the flashlight in my mouth there. As you can see, I've got it unscrewed just a little bit. It's just a nice trickle right through that hole. Gonna come off part of the frame there. But I'm just going to let this drain out at a slow, controlled pace here. That way I can swap out my pan here should it get full. What I'm going to do is I'm going to crawl back under the truck. And what you're going to do is just either tighten down that petcock valve or put your radiator hose back on. So that's all I'm doing under here. Alright, so now that you've got either your radiator hose back on or your petcock valve tightened down, now comes the fun part. We've got to refill the system. When it comes to refilling the system, we'll just come right back up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start with the coolant myself. I'm going to fill this reservoir tank up. And as you guys can see what I'd done there, like I said, I'd already mixed this pre-diluted. If you drain the whole thing and flush the whole thing out, go ahead and pour a whole gallon of concentrate and then follow it with a gallon of water, and you just do the same. As long as you're getting pretty darn close to 50-50, air more on the Dexcool side than water. So what I'm saying is you want more Dexcool than water in the system. Could go ahead and do that. So I've already got that in, and I'll just continue adding like what you're seeing here. So once you've filled up your truck with coolant, you've got it back up to the proper level, at least here. Go ahead and take it for a drive down the road. Don't go too awful far. You might even take some coolant with you if you're worried about it. But basically what you're going to do, the system is pretty much going to flush or burp the air out of the system itself. And what you're going to notice that because whenever you're driving the truck, your coolant level is probably going to go down. And all that is simply the air coming back up through the system and being replaced with coolant. So that's how you know you got the air out of the system. I know some guys, will take a funnel, let the truck run, and let the air bubble up out of here. I'm not too worried about it. If you drive the truck around, monitor your coolant, it's going to pretty much burp itself. Literally that easy of a task. So you guys can do this yourself, save a lot of money at home. With the amount of Dexcool that I bought, you're under 50 bucks easy on a project like this, even if you do a whole system flush. And I'll leave you guys some links down below if you don't want to stop in at your Walmart of Dexcool that I'd recommend on Amazon. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit of a video series. I'm going to do the transmission fluid in another video on another weekend because it's looking a little rough in there. I don't think the transmission fluid has ever been changed on this truck. And at over 100,000 miles, I think it's time. Because like I say, I really like this truck. I think I want to keep it for a while. So I definitely want to keep it in tip-top shape. So we're going to do the transmission fluid, maybe the transfer case, whatever else I can think of. Because the old saying, take care of your stuff and it'll take care of you. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We do the vehicle right here. We've also got the hiding out there in the driveway, the 2004 Duramax that we do lots of maintenance on, and occasionally we like to have fun too. And if you haven't already, share the video with your friends. Show them how to do their coolant themselves, save them a few bucks from having to go to the shop. Alright guys, until next time, take care.